You're probably tired of being the one who always cares more in the relationships. You pour so much into the connection and then it doesn't work out. You're doing everything that you thought you should do, but it's causing so much frustration, and you bang your head against the wall, and it causes all this inner turmoil because you are putting your best foot forward. You're showing up and you always seem to care more than the other person, and then they don't appreciate it. And you feel drained and you don't know what to do. Well, today I'm going to help you with that because it's about understanding and being able to practice the art of detachment. It's an absolute hack because I used to be that guy. I used to struggle so much. Actually, there was a girl that I was dating. This was about 6 years ago. And I was really into this girl. She checked all the boxes: beautiful, fit, fun, feminine. And I poured my heart out to this girl. I did everything I could. And we dated for a few months. And I was just overextending. I was being too much, too over the top. I mean, this was before I figured out my mission and my purpose. And I made this woman the center of my world. I would literally drop anything just to spend time with her. And it didn't work out. She cut things off. She broke up with me. And I was heartbroken. I was depressed. And I was so frustrated because I genuinely thought that I was showing up how I should be showing up. I was treating this woman like a princess. I was doing everything for her. I was doing everything they told me that I should do, and I was putting so much into it. And the more that, I would try to understand why she didn't want to be with me or make it work, the more I tried to push the further she pulled away. Now, sometimes there's situations where someone's just toxic and unhealthy and they have to go do their own healing. But in this situation, a lot of this was on me. And a lot of times we fear that deep down, if we stop trying, that we'll lose that person. And hey, some people come into our life for a reason. Maybe they're meant to stay, maybe they're not. But I learned the art of detachment from this situation. I just had to let go because she wouldn't talk to me. I would send her, massive long paragraphs of text to try to get an explanation and get some clarity, get some closure. And I never did. And whether it's the relationship, whether it's the job, you have to be willing to just detach from the outcome. Now, this doesn't mean that you don't care. It's that you're outcome independent. Now, let's understand the key principles of detachment. Okay, so the magnetic power of detachment. When you let go of needing validation, you become more authentic. When you don't need that approval, when you don't need that validation from another person to make you feel whole, when you don't need anything from anyone, that naturally makes you more magnetic of a person. And people are more naturally drawn to you. When you're just going about your life in your routine, meeting people, having fun, when there's no sort of expectations that you have from that person, because people can feel energy too. And it comes from a place of scarcity, right? It comes from a place of scarcity when you feel like you need that person to complete you. People always talk about my other half. Well, in a relationship, two healthy people is about two healthy, whole individuals coming together and complementing each other. Okay. Now, that is what makes people so magnetic, that kind of give this like sort of, I don't really care, but I'm like good either way kind of mentality. It's sort of like the bad boy paradox. They talk about the bad boys. And the reason that what's going on there is the bad boy mentality sort of aura is I'm good either way. If she wants to hang out, cool. If they want to hang out, cool. If not, that's cool too. Like, I'm good either way. I have options. I have an abundance mindset, and I'm not living my life needing validation from anyone. Like, the bad boy mentality does whatever they want to do. He does whatever he wants to do when he wants to do it and doesn't give a shit what anybody else thinks, because he doesn't need the validation of other people to complete him, to make him feel safe and secure and feel like a man. Because he's just going to continue living his life the way he's going to. Now, the other part of this is, the other principle of detachment is attachment creates resistance. So when we try to control outcomes, or when we try to force a connection, the opposite of what we want is going to happen, right? It actually pushes people away. That's like what I'm talking about here with this girl that I was dating. And this has happened to me many other times with women. It's happened to me in job situations. But that neediness, it repels people because it's coming from a place of scarcity, right? And even if you're giving off a confident aura, energy can still be felt from a distance, in proximity and also from a distance. And that repels people because it's showing that, like, I need something from you. I need you. I need this relationship. I need something from you. And that pushes people away. I've already mentioned it before, but I will again. But it's the mentality of whatever you're doing, whether it's the job, whether you're in the job interview process, because we all know it's tough out here, right? And you've been in that situation before. Or if you're dating, you're dating someone, dating multiple people, whatever the case is, right? You're good either way. Why? Because I don't need this person, this relationship to make me feel complete. I don't need their validation. If it doesn't work out and they don't want to be a part of my life, that's okay, and I'm okay either way. I'm cool either way. And I used to get so bent out of shape, and I think it was one failed relationship after the next, why it wouldn't work out. I felt like I wasn't sufficient. I felt like in that time, I did not have everything that I needed. And I was not happy within myself that I needed so much from another person to make me feel whole. Having the mentality and adopting the mantra for life of I'm good either way, it removes the pressure and it makes you feel powerful. Okay, it's a very powerful feeling. Like whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen, because at the end of the day, you want to just show up as your best self. You want to show up as your best self, as your authentic self. And if someone can't appreciate that, whether that's romantic or platonic or in a business setting, then you know what? I'm good either way, right? Now, let's dig in a little bit more to why people seek validation. Because this all goes back to our childhood, right? Everything is, what we experience from teachers and our parents and, coaches growing up and school teachers. Many of us chase validation because childhood authority figures, like the ones I just mentioned, right? Teachers, coaches, parents, right? They shaped our self-worth around approval, okay? And as adults, this turns into people pleasing. This is why so many people have tendencies for people pleasing, because they haven't, healed that part of them or matured that part of them, including myself. Caring so much about other people's opinions, all the likes, how many matches you get on the dating apps, and, over giving in relationships, that energy communicates scarcity. I've talked about this already, but it's unattractive. Scarcity is unattractive. You're always going to come from a place of abundance. And truly, like if you think about it, all right, I'll give you an example. In school, growing up in school, in grade school, you'd write a little note to your crush, and it was like, check if you're interested. It was like, do you like me? Do you like me? Check yes, check no. Do you like me? Do you like me? And then you would pass the note, and then they would check, no, and then you feel all down in the dumps because they don't like you. And you learn that from a young age. You learn to get your self-worth on seeking approval from others. And this is kind of, it's sort of transitioned into your adulthood, right? Now, if any of this is hitting you right now, I've actually put together a full free training. It's in the video description on how to attract beautiful women effortlessly. Okay. One of the key pillars in the training. Check it out if you want. But what we have to do is we have to let go. And the effects of letting go is peace. It's very freeing. It's a state of being outcome independent. It's you giving your best every day, showing up in the relationship, showing up in the job, showing up and just being. And the effects of letting go, it's inner power and authenticity. That's what it gives you. You take your power back by letting go, by detaching from things. Okay. Instead of projecting energy outward, you bring it back to yourself. You bring all that power back to yourself. Okay. And you're also observing without control too. Detachment means it's watching your emotions without judging them. It's just letting them pass without judgment, and also living by values, right? Like with integrity and vulnerability and authenticity, it replaces the endless need for approval and validation. One of the hardest lessons in life is letting go. Whether it's love, loss, or betrayal, we fight to hold on and we fight to let go. And I know so many people struggle with anxiety because they're focused on the future, things they can't control, future events that haven't happened yet. A lot of people live in fear and live in anxiety, but a lot of that's stuff that you just created in your head before it's even happened. And as someone who had chronically struggled with anxiety for a long time, stressing myself out about things that I couldn't really control, as long as I know at the end of the day that I can just show up as my best. And when we talk about dating and stuff, you show up authentically as yourself, and whatever happens, happens. If it's meant to work out, it'll work out. If it doesn't, that's fine too. And that's why it's so important for you to focus on building yourself up as a man, building yourself up, your confidence, being on your purpose, building your life, being busy building your life in all facets, because you are building your own self-worth up and your own internal confidence, right? And you're proud of who you've become. You're proud of who you're growing into. And so if someone doesn't want to be a part of your life, it's okay, because I know the value that I bring to the table. And we're not chasing anyone out here. Okay. Now, relationship dynamics. Relationships mirror your energy. Okay. So a lot of the times people pleasers often attract controlling or hard to please partners because they suppress their own needs. And then there's those codependency roles, right? Like the fixer, the victim, the rescuer, things like that. Like the fixer is going to be, a lot of times with the person who is struggling, right? Really, really struggling, right? And it's codependent, it's toxic, okay? But that's why they're drawn to each other. Or like the healer, the person who's like a healer. Generally, a lot of the times they end up attracting people who need healing, okay? And a lot of like codependency roles that people might tend to naturally gravitate towards, they dissolve when you start to practice detachment, okay? And boundaries and reciprocity, which are so important, by the way, it replaces chasing an imbalance in the relationship. Now, how are some practical methods that you can practice detachment? Well, meditation and breathing, breath work daily. Do some breath work exercises, sauna, meditation, prayer. All these types of things can really help. Meditation and breath work focuses on sensations to anchor yourself. And I've just been doing meditation and breath work the last few years, and I've just noticed a massive difference in my overall state in general. And when you're doing it, you allow emotions to arise without any judgment, or without any kind of clinging to it, right? And then also too, Just trust your intuition that God, that the universe has a bigger plan for you in your life. It's spending time in solitude to listen to your intuition, to have that clarity of mind, a clarity of soul, so you can listen to your inner compass. Know that you are divinely guided. And trust that whatever's for you will be for you, as long as you just show up authentically as yourself. And you're continuously evolving and ascending. That's what we're all about here at the Ascended Man. Constantly improving, constantly working on leveling up, and just showing up as yourself every day. That's all that you can do. That's all that you can do. And just understand that some relationships won't work out, some will. But we have to detach ourselves from the outcome. And there's a lot of content out there talking about like the less you care, the more they care. Well, I mean, kind of, it's just kind of the principle of being outcome independent. It's not saying that you don't treat someone well. It's not saying that you don't care about the connection and value it, but whether it works out or not, you're not putting your validation and self-worth attached to that relationship. They're completely separate things, and you know what you're bringing to the table. So that's all I have for today. But definitely like the video. If it resonated, comment down below and let me know, what is the one thing that you struggle with in terms of letting go? Have you tried detaching before, and how's it gone for you? And don't forget to subscribe. I'm dropping videos every single week. And yeah, if you want to check out my free training, it's in the description. Check it out if you're looking at leveling up your mind, your body, your soul. I help men level up in all areas of their life, from attracting beautiful women to improving their confidence with your physique, if you're trying to take your physique to the next level, mindset, trying to figure out what your purpose is. Link is in the description, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.